Hi there, it's me again, and, it's time for more, songs from the Alvin show. Yeah, today's song is, Alvin's orchestra. Yeah, this time the volume is up at 80, enjoy. Yeah, this opening scene was cut due to time constraints from the, sing-along tape, sorry I keep saying that in every video, I'm just letting you know. Well, yeah, don't get too pissed off, fat man, okay? And so I'm fat man. Alvin narrate this part in the sing-along tape.
Alvin, I see you got here early and you're rehearsing the band. That's very
I still
good.
have the sing-along tape.
What's that big,
by the way.
expensive orchestra waiting for over there? Oh, boy. I'm sure glad they don't belong to...
Yes,
Alvin.
they do.
Alvin. Say something, Alvin.
Shut up, Dave.
You mean you hired all those musicians? You know how much a 50-piece orchestra costs? Wait a minute,
Shut
you don't need a 50-piece orchestra to play for 3 trips.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up!
I'll tell you who.
Shut the fuck up! Straight when you're on the go. Let's go! Here's our favorite part.
Shut up. Listen to me. You just cannot go.
Shut the fuck up! Son of a biscuit. Son of an asshole. Shut the fuck up, why do you keep interrupting this song? Sorry, I don't know this That was so good. Shut up, Dave. Shut up. Shut up. Yeah.
You can't understand a word I'm saying. You can't understand a word I'm saying.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Dave. Shut up. Shut up. You asshole. Ho ho. His face. That was the, Alvin's show, Alvin's orchestra there. Sorry about saying the word fuck, fuck there when I was telling Dave to shut up. I didn't want the video to be boring, I can, sorry to say, I wanted to make it sound a bit more funnier. Now, I know I can edit out that word through the editing, but, I am, not gonna do that. Now, I always loved how the horns, would shut up Dave. And, the first time they shut him up, I was talking just like Sylvester from Looney Tunes. Every time he says, yeah, shut up! you try that again, and I'll give you a fat lip. Oh, sorry. It's a Daffy Duck. Yeah, he just fits when he talks. Now, that was actually, that was actually a Looney Tunes Easter egg, a reference to the Full House episode. In one of the episodes, their dad, or whatever his name is, imitates, a Daffy spitting, and then one of the kids is like, he just spits when he talks, and that was true. Whenever Mel Blanc voiced Daffy or Sylvester, every time they said, like, that's where, like, like when Sylvester says, succotash, or, a stupid sport. Yeah, a sport, or spoiled sport. She would make them spit whenever they talk. However, whenever, she voiced Sylvester and had to do, like, the S words, like, like a succotash. He ended up, getting his script card, his script papers all covered with spit, so they had to give him new ones every time. And don't worry, he did them right on cue, which saved money. And here's a little history about Sylvester and Tweety. I'll tell you about Sylvester first. Sylvester's a black and white cat, just like Penelope, except he has, a longer hair on his cheeks, a big red nose, a tail, about the same length as Penelope's tail, but with a white tip at the very end, sometimes, sometimes not. He was obviously voiced by Mel Blanc, then by Jeff Bergman after Mel's death, and he was also voiced by several different voice actors, including one interesting one from the Space Jam movie, which nobody really cared for, by the way. It was mostly due to the CGI effects on the humans, which makes them look a little bit too creepy. And Michael Jordan, one of the main characters in this picture, after the movie was completed, he asked Warner Bros. If they could drop him, for future specials, because, he didn't feel like, reprising his role for the for the sequel, which came out, years later in 2021, which, again, nobody really nobody really cared for it, and it ended up getting rated PG, as a matter of fact, instead of G for some reason. Now, and, Sylvester's favorite foods to eat are fish, garbage, mice, and birds. But his most favorite one is, of course, the canary named Tweety. It's owned by Granny. I thought I saw a putty cat. I did saw a putty cat. Sylvester would often try to play tricks on Tweety to try and catch him. Just like Wile E. Coyote would, with the Roadrunner. But since Roadrunner and Tweety are such smart birds, Tweety is able to outsmart Sylvester, and he ends up, unfortunately getting hurt in the end. One of my favorite episodes, from the series, was, Birds Anonymous, which Mel Blanc called this one his personal favorite one, and it ended up winning an Academy Award. Award. And a Tweety was created by Friz Freleng, and Sylvester was created by Chuck Jones. Yeah, it was created by Chuck Jones. Yeah, and a Tweety didn't have any feathers at first because they based him off a baby from one of Friz Freleng's baby pages. But of course, fans were complaining like, hey, you can't introduce him with no feathers. That's racist. Yeah, so Warner Brothers agreed to add the feathers. Yeah, but they didn't add them until episode 3 with Tweety called A Gruesome Truth, where he's like, hey, I thought I saw another putty cat. I did saw 2 putty cats. Yeah, and then, here's a fun bit of trivia. Did you know that, the title of this is actually based on a thing called, a club called, Alcoholics Anonymous. It is. And at one point in the film, Sylvester is humming, a tiptoe through the window. I don't know I don't know how it goes. And he goes, tiptoe through the window as you're hanging out on the balcony, and then tiptoe through the window to see your sweetheart. I don't know how it goes. Yeah, and then, Sylvester then tries to, ignore eating Tweety entirely, because he joined the Birds Anonymous Club, and he promised he wouldn't eat a single bird ever again. Which means he shouldn't eat his best friend. Just like Freddy shouldn't eat Pac. I'll talk about Freddy in just a minute. Meanwhile, a Tweety's writing down a list of things that Sylvester is doing. Sylvester's trying to take his mind off birds. However, he keeps hearing about them on different things. At first he sees a turkey dinner, and turkey dinner being advertised on the TV, which is similar to the Monsters episode, a little cow monster from season 1. And then on the radio, which I think was a reference to another cartoon, I'm not sure. When Donald was listening to the radio in Donald's off day, which it also stars a Billy Belcher as the radio announcer. I think, I'm not sure. I'll look it up after this recording. So, I love the faces he makes when he's like so mischievous. He's like, one bite wouldn't hurt. That's it. But of course, he ends up getting caught. That one fight, it's like he's high, and then he starts having a tantrum like Caillou did. About the say about the frickin' circus. He's like, no! I want to eat him! I want to eat him! I'm a pussy cat! That's what I'm supposed to do! And then the other, orange cat, whose name was Clarence, by the way, who sounds a bit like Marvin the Martian, but slowed down. Did the same thing. And then Tweety says my favorite line to conclude the picture, to conclude the film, and he's like, like I always say, once a bad old putty cat, always a bad old putty cat. And then, it also reminds me of the deleted scene from a barnyard called Freddy Visits the Doctor. This scene was cut due to time constraints. But the reason why is because, one of the studio members, originally, when they were doing the demo, version for, Barnyard, he wanted the scene to be kept in the final film, cause, you know, just like me, you know, he loves Freddy, and his voice actor did a good job. You know, but, however, in the end, yeah, he just felt like, you know, the scene just, like, didn't fit right, and that, it was just taking, like, way too long, and they, you know, I just wanted to shorten it, because they, I wanted the movie to be, like, 60 minutes long, something, so they ended up shortening the scene in the final film. Yeah, but the full extended version can be found in the bonus features menu. So, so in this deleted scene, by the way, the deleted scene is actually called Dr. Philly. Yeah, but I like to call, you know, Freddy visits the doctor, because it stars Freddy. So, Freddy decides to visit the doctor because he has a problem controlling his temper around chickens, and he wants to eat his best friend, his pet, yeah, that's right. His best friend just happens to be a male chicken named Pat. And Dr. Philly asks him, did he ever try to eat his best friend, your best friend? And then Freddy thought, back when they were kids, yes, you did that. And I like that little guy there that shows, that shows flashback, what it was like, back when they were kids. Back when they were kids. And then, Freddy doesn't mean any harm, he really doesn't want to eat his best friend, but he really wants to, because he says that, he is so yummy, he is so yummy, he is so yummy. I love the face he made when he says it. He even starts teething on his tail a little bit. Which does make sense, because, babies would, teeth on their teeth or suck on their fingers or whatever. So Dr. Philly tells him that, he needs to learn to, learn how to control himself, and to avoid, eating his best friend entirely, he has to choose between a good friend, and a midday snack. And then he's like, Freddy's like, have you got anything else for me? Oh, yeah, this. So, basically, he just did that, approve, thing with his mouth. And he's like, Freddy's like, is that it? Kid, that's all I got, I got for you, now get, get. Now get. Okay. So that's it for this video. I'm not gonna replay the ending again, so, I'm gonna stop it here. So this is Blake saying, thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you again. So until next time, that's all, folks.